Hi there, it's Dr. Barto here, and I wanted to today tell you about my plant. I got this plant a couple of months ago, and we repotted it, and not long after we repotted it, it started not looking so good, started drying out, and we weren't really sure what was going on with this plant, but pretty quickly, it started drying out. I wasn't sure if it was sick, but when I took a little bit closer look at the soil, I noticed that it was pretty dry. So I thought, well, it has good soil and it's getting sunlight. Maybe the missing component here is the water. So I watered it very thoroughly, and I did that for several days. And after I was satisfied that the water was thoroughly moist, I backed off a bit and just started giving it a little bit of water. And I've been doing that for a couple of months now. And what I noticed recently is that it's starting to come back. It's starting to grow some new leaves that are looking really nice and looking really healthy. And I was thinking about this and how it applies to us as humans. That sometimes it seems very sudden for us to lose our health, like overnight, like just something happened and now I'm not feeling so good. And so we start to do stuff, and we might do a little bit. Maybe we, eat a little bit better, or maybe we pull some stuff out of our diet. Maybe we start walking a little bit, and we expect results. And sometimes we expect those results really fast. But with the plant, I looked at it and I thought about what are the things that it needs. It needs nutrients, it needs sunlight, and it needs water. And it doesn't need other stuff. Like, it started getting kind of brown. I could have spray painted it, but I knew that wasn't gonna fix anything. It would have looked a little bit better, but it wasn't gonna be the healthy plant that I wanted it to be. Fortunately, there's not a lot of gimmicks for plants. They just kind of need some basic stuff, and we give that to them. And then all that we have time to do is to commit to giving it what it needs, not giving it what it doesn't need, and then permitting it to have the time it takes to heal and regenerate. And it's not really any different than us as human beings. When we hit a health challenge, it's really important for us to sit back and look at what is it that our body needs. Let's get sufficient in those things. Let's make sure we have a positive focus. Let's make sure that we are having a healthy lifestyle that includes sufficient movement and good nutrition and a clear neurological connection between the brain and the rest of our body. If we really want to be our best, those are the things that we need. And then we need to look at what are the things that we don't need. We don't need a lot of negative Nancys in our lives, so it might be best to ditch those. We can look at a lot of the chemicals that come into our diet, and we don't need those. And we also don't need to become toxic in sedentary lifestyles. So we need to move. And when we give our body what it needs and we get rid of what it doesn't need, the last and the most important step, and the thing that we tend to forget the most, is that healing is a process and it takes time. So we commit to giving ourselves what we need, and we trust that we have that ability to heal within us, and we just keep fertilizing those seeds that we plant, and eventually you'll get there. You can return to your health, because we are self-healing people. Just like our plants, we're not really any different than this. Give our body what it needs, kick out what it doesn't need, and don't lose focus. Don't lose focus on this gimmick or that gimmick. And also, I'll add into it, when I first started watering this plant, like just giving it a little bit of water every day wasn't gonna do the trick. Initially, I had to give it a lot of water. And sometimes that happens with us too. And I had to give it the water until it was sufficient with water. And then after that, I just needed a little bit. And we can do the same thing with our bodies. Sometimes it takes a really big investment and there's not a lot of room for error. But that's a short period of time. And after we get our health and we increase our body's ability to adapt, then you get a little bit of wiggle room. Having a little slip up here and there isn't gonna kill you. I'll go out of town this weekend and I won't get to water my plant, but it'll be okay. Because when I come back, I'll get back on track. So I wanted to share that analogy with you so that you could start to think about yourself just like we would, with our plants, same thing that we think about with our animals. We're the same. So get back to the basics and stick with it and commitment, and then honor yourself with time to let the process happen. All right, I will talk to you soon.